What if I told you that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts, and that identifying that crucial 20% could literally double your productivity in just 12 minutes a day? Sounds too good to be true? It's not. It's science. And today, I'm showing you exactly how to use it. Stay tuned to unlock the secrets of the 80-20th rule. Hey there, beautiful people. Alex here, and I'm about to share the single most powerful productivity hack that transformed my scattered 12-hour workdays into focused 5-hour powerhouses. No expensive apps, no complicated systems, just a simple method based on the Pareto Principle that you can implement in 12 minutes daily. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete framework to identify your highest leverage activities and double your output while working fewer hours. And yes, it works whether you're a digital nomad, office worker, entrepreneur, or student. So stick around and let's dive into the 80-20th rule. Here's what we're covering today. First, I'll break down the science behind the 80-20 principle and why your brain naturally resists focusing on the right things. Then, I'll walk you through my exact 12-minute daily protocol that helps you identify and prioritize your highest leverage tasks. Finally, I'll show you real examples of how this system transformed my business and the lives of my clients. Stick around until the end for a bonus technique that's helped my clients reclaim an average of 9 hours per week. Let's start. Let's talk about the science first. The 80-20th principle, also called the Pareto Principle, was discovered by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto in 1896 when he noticed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by just 20% of the population. What's fascinating is that this distribution shows up everywhere in nature and human behavior. In business, 80% of profits typically come from 20% of customers. In software, 80% of users only use 20% of features. And most importantly for you and me, 80% of our results typically come from just 20% of our activities. But here's the problem. Our brains aren't wired to automatically focus on that critical 20%. Studies from the University of California found that we have a cognitive bias toward completing easy, low-impact tasks that give us quick dopamine hits instead of tackling the complex, high-impact work that drives real results. Let me show you how this played out in my own life. 2 years ago, I was drowning in my business, creating content for 5 platforms, responding to every comment, designing my own graphics and handling customer service. I was working 12-hour days and still falling behind. When I analyzed where my actual business growth came from, I discovered something shocking. 83% of my revenue and new opportunities came from just 2 activities that took up only 15% of my time: my weekly newsletter and my YouTube videos teaching actionable productivity frameworks. Meanwhile, I was spending 40% of my time on social media engagement that generated less than 5% of my business results. The data was clear, but emotionally, I resisted focusing on the high-impact work because 1. The high-leverage tasks were harder and more mentally demanding. 2. The results weren't immediate like the dopamine hit from responding to comments. And 3. I had the false belief that more work equals more results. This is why we need a system that overrides our brain's natural tendency to focus on low-impact, busy work. And that's exactly what the 12-minute protocol does. Neuroscientific research supports this, showing that structured routines can help rewire our brains to prioritize high-impact tasks. By dedicating just 12 minutes to planning and prioritizing, you can harness the power of the 80-20th principle to double your productivity. Quick question for you. If you had to give up either email or your morning coffee for a month, which would you choose? If you picked coffee, we probably can't be friends. But seriously, most people would rather give up email because they intuitively know how much time it wastes. Yet we spend an average of 2.5 hours per day in our inbox. This is exactly the kind of productivity vampire our 80-20th system will help you slay. And unlike other productivity systems that require complete lifestyle overhauls, this one takes just 12 minutes a day. Imagine what you could achieve with just 12 minutes of focused effort. Now I want you to imagine what your life would look like if you consistently focused on your highest leverage activities. What would change if you doubled your output on the work that actually matters? Would you launch that side business? Finally write your book? Get that promotion? Have more time with your family? The 80/20th principle isn't just about productivity, it's about reclaiming your time and focusing it on what truly matters to you. And remember, this isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter on the few things that create exponential results. Now let's look at how to implement this system in real life with both digital and analog options, plus some success stories to inspire you. First, let's talk implementation. You've got two options. Digital implementation. Use a time tracking app like Toggle to establish your baseline. Set up your power audit as a recurring calendar event with a linked template. Use apps like Forest or Freedom to block distractions during your power block. Set up email filters and autoresponders to manage communication. Use project management tools like Notion or Trello to prioritize 20% tasks. Analog implementation. Track your time with a simple notebook divided into 30-minute blocks. Create a power audit template on a single sheet of paper. Use a kitchen timer for your power block and physically disconnect from devices. Use sticky notes to identify and prioritize your 20% tasks. Create a not-to-do list for your low-value activities. Both approaches work equally well. What matters is consistency. Now let me share 3 quick case studies to show this system in action. Case Study 1, Mark, Marketing Manager. Mark identified that creating strategic campaign briefs was his highest leverage activity, but he was spending 70% of his time in meetings and email. After implementing the 12-minute protocol, he reduced meetings by 60% by batching them into 2 designated days, protected 2 90-minute power blocks daily for strategic work. Result: his team launched twice as many campaigns with better results, and he left work by 5 p.m. daily. Case Study 2, Sarah, Freelance Designer. Sarah discovered that client presentations and proposal creation were her 20% activities, leading to new business, but she was spending most time on unlimited revisions for existing clients. After her power audit, she created a new service model with limited revision rounds, devoted her morning power block to new client acquisition. Result: her income increased by 40% in 60 days while working 15 fewer hours per week. Case Study 3, My Own Journey. When I implemented this system in my business, I identified content creation as my highest leverage activity, outsourced 80% of my social media management, created templates for recurring tasks. Result: revenue increased by 134% while reducing my work week from 55+ hours to under 30. The pattern is clear: focusing intensely on your 20% activities while systematically reducing low-value work creates exponential results in less time. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. 1. The 80/20th principle shows that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your activities, but your brain naturally gravitates toward easy, low-impact tasks. 2. The 12-minute daily power audit helps you identify your highest leverage activities and systematically focus your energy there. 3. Creating a 90-minute distraction-free power block for your 20% work is equivalent to 7.5 hours of normal working time. 4. Adding friction to low-value activities prevents them from consuming your day. 5. Both digital and analog implementations work as long as you're consistent. Remember, this isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Productivity isn't about checking off more tasks. It's about making progress on the right tasks. Now I'd love to know, what do you think your 20% activity might be? Drop a comment below with the one task that you suspect drives most of your results, but that you might not be giving enough attention to. If you found this framework helpful, please smash that like button to help others discover this video, and subscribe for more science-backed productivity systems that actually work in real life. I post new videos every Wednesday that help you work smarter, not harder. Before you go, I promised you a bonus, and here it is, the secret to maintaining this system long-term. Most productivity methods fail because they don't account for reality, bad days, energy fluctuations, and life chaos. So here's my reality buffer technique. Each week, schedule one 30-minute recovery block where you can catch up on any 20% work that didn't get completed. This creates breathing room in your system and prevents one bad day from derailing your entire week. Thank you so much for watching. I truly believe that implementing this system will transform not just your productivity, but your relationship with work itself. Remember, focus on the vital few, not the trivial many. See you in the next video.